You're on the couch with Andy Dukeshire, therapist, drug and alcohol counselor, sober over 18 years, and I've worked in the substance abuse and mental health field for over 17 years. And today I wanted to talk about racing thoughts, a little personal story. When I was in early sobriety, I worked overnights and I would get up at 3 p.m. to, do the tasks that I had to do throughout the day, go to the bank, go to the gym, go to school, and then I'd go to work and I'd work throughout the night. I'd get off, go home, and then I'd be in bed at like 8 o'clock, and all of a sudden these racing thoughts would just kick in. What am I going to do about this? How am I going to make this better? How am I going to make more money? And at the time, I realized I had to, retrain my brain, right? And be like, hey, look, like, I can't be thinking about this right now, right? It's just time to go to bed. And so I had to essentially focus on what I could do in the present to make my situation better, right? Racing thoughts can really affect sleep, make us more anxious. So I kind of figured out how to address it on my own, right? And so I use this handout that talks about staying in the present for groups. And the writer says that, if we think about the future or if we think about the past, we want to do it in small doses, right? If we think too much about the future, we become anxious. If we think too much about the past, we become depressed. And so when we do think about it in small doses, we want to do it for a reason, right? The future long enough to plan for it, the past to either replicate our successes or learn from our mistakes. And I find a lot of racing thoughts are about the future and the past. Sorry, not sure if I said that earlier. But anyways, so one is, right, we want to work on retraining the brain. Two, what can we do to focus on the here and the now, right? Is it drinking some herbal tea to go to sleep, right? Because at the time, anything that I'm going to do about any of this stuff wasn't going to happen right right then and there when it's just time to go to sleep. My theory is that, our brain was distracted throughout the day with everything that we need to do, right? Gym, school, family stuff, work. And then all of a sudden when we lay down, here it goes. Let's think about these other things, right? The brain is a crazy thing. And I always say it's always working, right? So even when we're sleeping, we're dreaming. But I talked about this being for me in early sobriety, but I find it also happens whether you're sober or not, whether you have mental health issues or not, right? It doesn't discriminate. It happens for all of us.